So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Nothing is impossible! No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can!
All right. I think I'm kind of ready. We'll see. I also have to tinkle. But we're gonna do the dance and then maybe I'll go tinkle. Okay. Are we ready? Double checking. I have a couple cameras hooked up. Whoa. That's very zoomed in. Oh, such a bad angle. Okay. Well, we'll see. Okay. Are you ready, chat? Jim? Oh, we don't. Oh, excuse me, Jim. You're saying this is a bad idea? Well, the people asked for it. It's in high demand. So, can you cue it? Can you make it happen, Jim? Hey, Rambling Geek. When have we ever let a bad idea stop us? True. If testing in production is a decent idea, this can't be a bad one. Right. All that background vacuuming noise. All right. Jim? Yeah, buddy. Here we go. All right, we're going to try this, chat. See how it goes. I got 1, 2, 3 cameras set up, okay? Better than just last stream. So, I just got to remember which ones to press here. Get your emotes ready. That's the one that's kind of close and awkward angle. Hello up there. Check this out. All right, you happy, chat? All right, now I got to take this phone camera down. Otherwise, the battery's going to die. Hello and happy Friday. How is everybody doing? Good to see you all. Nope. Don't do it. Welcome in, welcome in. It's the Friday Clarkio Shenanigan Show. Happy to have you here. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Tuning into the show every Friday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on twitch.tv/clarkio or youtube.com/clarkio. If you're watching over there, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in over there. I mainly stream on that side just to do the recording straight to that source, or to that destination rather, right from the source, so it's the highest quality possible instead of exporting and uploading and that kind of stuff, right? So anyway, if you are watching from over there, you might want to head on over to the Twitch side of things. That way you can participate in a lot of the fun. All my tools, streaming tools, are integrated into that side better than on the YouTube side of things, as of right now at least. That said,
an ad is about to start in 5,000 milliseconds. There's an ad running for 90.
I wish I had like that same kind of cue to let me know when the ad is done. Pause. Tinkle time? I don't feel like I have to tinkle right now, actually. All right, I'm going to assume we're back from I know I said I had to start forever. I'm going to assume we're back from the ad. I don't remember what I was saying. Something about YouTube, I think. Or oh, speaking of dev tools or streaming tools, we're going to work on the VS Code extension a little bit more that integrates into the Twitch chat. I didn't deploy it since last stream, so I'm going to work on doing that, and we'll go from there. I know in the past I'd said I was going to work on the Big Fix app on stream. I've just been doing it off stream for a number of reasons. One of them, just like I don't want to accidentally expose some work API keys and stuff like that. And some of the work that I'm doing has us integrating with other services that we have API keys for a general like DevRel account. And I don't even want to take the chance of accidentally exposing that. So that's partly why I've been holding off on doing anything. If I get into stuff that's more like out of the realm of potentially exposing sensitive information, like just building out UI components or adding in API functionality, then I'll stream some of that. But for now, we're going to stick to this, where I'm working on my open source projects on stream right now. But I do want to give an extra special shout out to my company that helps, and my manager who makes this possible that I can stream on Fridays still. So if you haven't heard of Sneak before, that's where I work. I'm a developer advocate there. And because of them, I'm able to be here and hang out with you all every Friday and keep my show going. So special shout out to them and my boss for making that happen. Okay. If you want to check out sneak.io, sign up there for a free account. I use it on my own personal stuff, and I don't have like a special flag put on that I'm an employee or anything like that, and I haven't had to pay anything in years. So if you're an individual dev doing this type of stuff, or even a small team of like 2 or 3 people, it's really not going to cost you anything to use your projects. Remlin Geek, good to see you. Just to answer your question really quick, do I use 1Password? Yes, I love 1Password. Captain Mythic, what's up to you as well? Nothing much over here. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to get started, though. For those of you that are not familiar with how the format of the show goes, we start off with the little intro, just chatting like we're doing right now. And as part of that, we discuss our wins of the week. If you don't know what that is, there's a command in chat to help you learn more about that. You can do !WOTW, which is in the title of the stream. It should be there today. Or you could do !wins to understand the why behind the why as well, like a little bit better explanation. There's a term called Freudenfreude, and Wizard of Stoke tells us more about that. FPGA, I doubt that's going to work, so I'm going to reimburse you on that. Although you did black, so it probably just blends in. But I'll give you your points back. Thank you for redeeming that. So, thanks for tuning in today. Good to see you all. Let me catch up on chat because I'm behind. I see lots of messages all queued up in there. If you have your wins ready, get those queued up as well, okay? Preface them with WOTW or my win, and I'll be able to search through the chat and find them. I'll talk about what wins I have. One just happened this morning, actually, that I tweeted about and shared in our Discord. Speaking of, if you'd like to get invited there, the link to invite is clarkio.com/discord, and the link is in the chat from the Stream Element spot there. Remnant Geek says, in that case, you may find this interesting. Secret references. Oh, yeah. I have kind of taken a look at that in the past. But because I used Windows Subsystem for Linux, it gets kind of funky. It doesn't quite support that so well. So I've kind of steered. I haven't fully dove into using that full time, is what I was trying to say. Okay, catching up on the rest of chat here. Thank you all for tuning in right at the beginning of the stream too. So Decamps18, welcome in. Good to see you. Did you have like a different name before? I don't mean to offend you, but I don't my memory's terrible for one, but I don't recall that name. It doesn't ring a bell, but I appreciate you being here and coming back and tuning in and being here for the intro dance and having an interest in the intro dance. So thank you for encouraging me to do that as well. Same with Rugmat and Frackberg from earlier. Rugmat was joking around with me and telling me that they were gonna report my notification text because my notification text says Clarkio's live, something or other, get in there for the dance kind of thing. In the past few streams, I haven't been doing the dance, and if you don't know why, the short of it is I've been reorganizing my office. I moved my desk into a different position, and now all my setup is kind of out of whack and in a influx state. I planned to work on it this week, but I just got busy with other stuff. So, but within the 5 minutes before or while I was streaming at the beginning of the stream in the starting soon scene, I just threw some cameras on. So that'll work for now. Plaintext Nerds was at the gym just popping in to say hi. Glad to see that. Thanks to Plaintext Nerds for tuning in for that. And glad to hear that Plaintext Nerds is taking care of themselves. I go into the gym. Frackberg's at lunch going to get some weird looks if I do the dance. Did you get weird looks while I was doing the dance? I like that Decamps asked you to record that as well. Did you? Hey, Nafron, hello world to you as well. Glad to see you. Happy Friday. How's it going? What's your win of the week?
Thank you for the 48 long months of subscribing, Idubesman. Where are the notifications?
Where are the notifications? Did it? Oh, you know why? I gotta manually do it in the... Speaking of Discord. I didn't even announce it in the Discord yet. Good call. There, Dubs. Boom. Remove all embeds. I really need to change my picture. I like it as like my profile picture. I like it as like a professional one, but like for my socials, I don't really want to use it like that anymore. I don't like seeing it. Decamps, thanks for joining the Discord, by the way. Welcome in. All right. So Dubsman, thank you so much, dude, for the 48 months. That's a heck of, what is that, 4 years now? Dang, dude. 4 years. You wild. Appreciate the support, buddy. And I like how the bot said your name. I forget exactly how it was, but it was something weird. It's the best part of your Friday. I'm glad to hear that, Frackberg. Thank you. Do you always use the same song? Yes, Decamps. It is the Waves by Waves. Waves. So the Waves, W-A-V-E-S. And the artist is Waimis, W-A-I-M-I-S. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I'm not sure, though. Decamps, you have turbo, so no idea about the ads. Thank you. It's also a period and not predefined. So if you run a 30-second ad, it's 59 seconds. You have to wait as someone joining the 29th second of the ad will get the full 30. True. Rambling Geek says I have been experimenting with cheap USB HDMI adapters and they work well. Thought you might find this interesting. Yeah, I haven't tried those out. I've seen those, Rambling Geek, and they seem like they're okay. And for like the cameras I'm using, I don't really need high resolution, high frames per second. But I mean, I already invested in this, you know, the Camlink Pro, and I really want to make use of it since I made that investment. I mean, because like to get 4 of those cheap ones are like $30 on average. So you do like, it's like $120. That's about what I paid for this Camlink Pro because I got it on sale during the holidays. So normally it's like $250, I think, or something like that. But I paid like $150. So, yeah, I really do want to make use of that. And I've been watching, for those of you that know, I've been watching the PC market, and I'm still just kind of sitting on it and waiting. I'm kind of frustrated with NZXT because they keep getting things that are like sold out or out of stock or whatever. But meanwhile, the rest of the market, like if you buy the components yourself, they're all in stock. So I don't understand why they're low on stock on stuff. It's frustrating me. My monitor issues continue today. Oh, damn. Sorry to hear that, Dubs. It's got to be your wires, man. It's got to be your wires. I was just seeing your messages in Discord, too. Not sure what that was. I found a new display port wire, though. It seems to be looking solid. Okay, good to hear. So yeah, the PC market is looking good now, and like everybody's talking about the graphics card market being really good price wise. So like if you're in the market to buy a PC or build out a PC or buy any components for a PC, it seems like right now is a great time to be in the market for it, because everything's pricing normal and well. The other interesting thing in terms of research on this that I've been diving into is the different graphics card models that are out, and 4070 being the most recent one. It apparently is like gotten the worst like responses and reviews so far, in the sense of like the performance of it versus the price point that it's at. So it's not really like they expected to come in. I think, you know, graphics card reviewer people that are YouTubers that I'm discovering on YouTube through this research, they're very much aggravated that these graphics cards manufacturers are not at a middle tier price point for the level of the performance of that graphics card. Apparently the VRAM is like a huge deal for a lot of these folks that are experts in that. I think because a lot of times when you're gaming on those, the VRAM, especially like a high resolution game that uses up a lot of resources, you want higher VRAM memory capabilities for your graphics card. Like 12 or higher is kind of the limitation they were saying, especially at 4K resolution. So that's not something that I'm worried about personally for the games that I play. I don't play at that resolution. I play at either 1080p or 1440p for some of the stuff that I'm doing. But the other side of it is like I'm not really as concerned about that, because like any upgrade in graphics card at this point, or just PC in general, is going to make my gaming experience significantly better than what it is right now. It's not terrible right now, but that's not the priority for me. The priority is what can it do streaming wise to encode and handle the workload that I'm doing while I'm developing and streaming, right? And with virtualization and stuff like that. So that's where I'm like, the PC CPU is of most importance to me, and then whatever graphics card kind of goes well with that. But I think any of the 4000 level series, for the most part, is going to be fine for what I need. So that's why I'm kind of like flip-flopping back and forth. You need that VRAM for all that Wordle you play. Yeah. Yeah, Wordle and Words on Stream is where I need that VRAM. So anyway, that's my like what's been going on since last time we spoke about PC builds. I'm kind of leaning towards, don't get your hopes up though, but I'm kind of leaning towards doing just the build myself because of the delay that's going on right now with everything, instead of having like NZXT build it out for me for the delays, but also for the limitations that NZXT has in terms of what options they offer when you're doing these custom builds. I know there's other sites like iBuyPower, CyberPower, Origin. There's a couple of them that I've explored a little bit, but their turnover rate, like it's like 2 weeks out or something like that. And I feel like I could get the parts and build it myself at a quicker turnover as well. So I don't know. Of course it does, RG. So when you say you don't get your hopes up, does that mean a build stream? Yeah, sure. All right, let me catch up on chat a little bit more after that little tangent. Frackberg's got a win of the week. Survived a week at my mother's house. Congrats. Congrats on that. Happy for you. And thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. D-Camp says, I might have been here as Danny Camp's games. Maybe just like 2 to 3. Okay, I think that's... yeah, Danny Camp's game sounds a little bit more familiar to me. So, thanks for helping me connect the dots there. Frackworks is not really... Don't want to have the problem Chris had. D-Camp says, if not, might have seen me in live coders. Okay, I got you. Captain Mythic says, I have a win of the week. Thank you for sharing your win of the week. I'm reading it now. Well, more of a win of the month. Okay, cool. I won by not dying. Ooh. I had a really bad case of appendicitis where it did not present with pain. Oh my goodness. By the time I got to the hospital, they had to cut me open. Rather than a non-invasive operation, 40 minutes turned into a 4-hour operation. After which I felt the most amount of pain in my life, but pushed through like a champ and got discharged out of the hospital 5 days later. They told me that they have no idea how I was walking around. Oh my goodness, Captain Mythic. Well, I'm so glad that you made it through all that. I've never heard of anything like this. I didn't know that that was possible, where you can have appendicitis and it doesn't present with any pain. That's scary. So how did you end up finally discovering that, like, you had an issue, though? Like, just something was telling you it was off? Dang, I'm glad you got through that. I'm sorry that you had to go through that, but I'm glad you made it through. My goodness. Remedy says, dang, you got a deal? You order a new PC? No, not yet. That is the universe telling you to build. Possibly. You got it in 6 for Wordle, Dubsman? It looks a lot better. Oh, that's the display you're talking about. Remedy says, basically at 3070 as I understand it. The price point or to performance is similar to the 3070 as the 4070. Is that what you're talking about? All right, I'm all caught up on chat there. My win. So, that's what you're saying. Okay, yeah, yeah. So I mean, there's part of me that wants to go all out, and go like 4090. But looking at that thing, it's massive. 2, it's like huge power consumption, which I know you've mentioned in past streams, Ramily Geek. And 3, I don't know that I would really get the full utilization out of the performance of something like that. So what I'm leaning towards is like maybe a 4080 or 4070 Ti based on price point and performance of them in the builds that I was like kind of checking out. So Decamp says 4070 is like 13% performance up from the 3070 while being only like $50 more expensive when I checked. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, it showed up on the CT. Oh, Captain Mythic. I was thinking you were rambling for them. Yeah, felt like a small amount of discomfort for like 5 days. Got checked out. Nothing showed up. Blood work showed infection, basically. Oh, wow. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm glad you caught it, too. Because that would have been terrible if you didn't, right? Remedy says, go all out on the rest. Go middle ground on GPU. Yeah. All right. I mean, I definitely want to go with the latest series, at least. Like the 4000 series. I might as well at this point. Because there is going to be a performance upgrade over the 3000 series, right? I mean, yeah, randomly saying which I can change at a later date, sure, but I don't really want to. I don't want to have to change anytime soon. And I imagine by next year they're going to have like a 5000 series or something like that, right? And if I'm on a 3000 series, I'm going to be more inclined to want to go to a 5000 series at some point. $70 more for 13% extra performance. I think that's fair, right? No, according to the benchmark. If it was like several $100s more for that difference of performance, then I'd be like, okay, that's a bad deal. The other thing is, like, I'm not an expert on like the pricing of graphics cards, and nor have I been really paying close attention up until this past like week. So, maybe maybe $70 is a drastic difference. You all tell me. I'd post the link, but I don't know. Yeah, you could post the link, DCams. Go ahead. You should be fine. I don't have any bots that really block that. We manually do it. Videobenchmark.net. Let me check it out. I love talking shop with you all about.
3, 2.
What's up, Yanni? Ooh, high five. Good to see you, Yanni. Happy Friday, buddy. Oh, you're talking, yeah, 3070 to 4070. So I'm not really interested in the 4070 anyway. Excuse me. Speaking of this site, there was another site that was showing me bottlenecking, and it was very confusing to me, and I wonder if any of you have checked it out. I don't remember the name of the site. Maybe I still have it in my history, though. Bottleneck. PC-builds.com. And I was checking for bottlenecks with like so CPU, I'm going all out. Okay. I'm going to go with the i9 13900 one series, or whatever you call it. And then I was trying to compare that, because like what it'll do is this PCbuilds.com site will let you know. If I go PC-builds.com. Although the other thing, and I want to get your input, chat. Like AMD just came out with that new a new processor as well, right? The X3D. I am not familiar at all with the AMD line side of things. Neither their CPUs or their graphics cards. All right, I'm just setting up to share with you all. Switch over here. You can press the add and like the GPUs you want. Captain Mythic says, first doctor sent me home with ibuprofen. CT showed up. Apparently appendix can grow backwards. Oh, and since I'm doing sports, my immune system is through the roof, and it isolated the infection completely. Nice. I mean, that's fantastic to hear that you got like a fantastic immune system set up. White blood cells are usually around 2K. Mine were 18K. Making sure that infection is isolated. It was weird case, if you ask me. That sounds wild, Captain Mythic. You're like a freak of nature. DCam says you're streaming, so you'd want to avoid AMD GPU. I guess, yeah, that's what you can. That's what I've been feeling. Fragberg says I haven't built an Intel machine in ages, although I also haven't built a new PC since 2017. Same with me, Fragberg. The PC I'm running on right now was the last one I built. The only thing I've done is maybe swapped out like RAM and GPUs. Like I used to be on a 1060, and I'm on a 2070 Super on this right now. Maybe if I wasn't, it would have been a normal operation. Maybe. All right, so this thing lets me. So it's like it does calculators, bottleneck calculator between your CPU and GPU compatibility, games and frames per second, and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I was doing searching, right, and I came through this, and if you check, it tells you this calculator result for bottlenecking, okay? And let me I'll share the link in chat with everybody so you can check it out yourselves. But I mean, you can manually type it too. So it shows no problems here with that. But if I switch to the 4090, which you think, all right, both are the top of the line for the Intel line of CPUs and NVIDIA RTX line of CPUs. It shows a little bit of bottlenecking for this for some reason, but they say everything less than 5% should be fine, okay? Now, this is under general tasks. If I go processor intense tasks, okay, let's see what it says. It now says you're going to have a 9.8% processor bottleneck. When playing games, your graphics card won't perform on maximum possible performance, because your processor won't process and deliver data fast enough. This theoretically means that utilization of your processor will be on maximum and the potential of graphics card will not be completely used. I don't understand why that is. Okay, and again, this is assuming you're doing processor intense tests, which is essentially what I'm going to be, well, doing when it comes to development and streaming. It's like a combination, I think, right? And it's saying that this is a bad combination to have the i9 and then the 4090. Again, I'm not really leaning. I've come to the conclusion that I don't want to go to that level of 4090. I don't think I'm really going to get the benefit of the cost versus the cost of it. I'm not going to utilize it in that regard. But if you switch to the 4080 or 4070 Ti, there's like no bottlenecking going on. Again, CPU intensive tasks. Let's go with the 4080 again. Very little. So like the 4080 seems to go great with the Core i9 139. It's weird. Then if you switch, you can say, okay, maybe you're running graphic card intense tasks, which is like encoding a stream. Still fairly low. Well, this one's 5% now. So then let's switch to another graphics card. If I go to the 4090, now this is 0. So it's like, it's very confusing, right? All right, back to work and lurk for me. All right, Frack, I appreciate the lurk. So how would you all kind of take this? This site, have you all used this site before or anything like that? Anybody? Crackbrick says, I don't really game, so it's hard to justify a new desktop. Understandable. Yanni says, D-Cramps, have you seen the RTX 3080 FE is neck and neck with the RTX 4070 Founders Edition? Yeah, I think that's what D-Cramps was kind of saying with this comparison right here that D-Cramps shared with us. So if I add, like, let's add 4080 and let's say 4090. Let's compare those. Where is it in oh, out of this one. So it's a little bit lower. It's a significant difference between the 4070. But look at that. Oh, this is nice. Value. G3D mark per price. So 3070 or the like is better value for bang for your buck, huh? You know, so all this stuff always compares for like games. I really wonder how they would, like, if somebody does comparisons of graphics cards for streaming. You know? Captain Mythic says, I just throw money at it. Use a 10K PC to play Vim and Microsoft Excel Kappa. Yeah. No, I'm not throwing money. This is money that's like earmarked for this, for the purposes of this. Basically, I got a tax return, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna use the tax return towards that. Does it test RAM too? Like this site or the other site? I don't think this one. I don't think either one of them tests RAM. Decamps. Personally, I stick with Intel because AMD, in my experience, brings more system instability, incompatibility, and headaches. And GPU-wise, stick to NVIDIA because it has a way better video encoder and driver updates run better. Yeah. I've had a good experience in that regard with the NVIDIA. I don't want to stray away from like what I've had. I've had a good experience with the Intel chip that I have. I'm on an i7 7700K right now and a RTX 2070 Super Founders Edition type of thing. So, yeah. Huggins says, is it finally time to upgrade the rig? We're getting there. I've just been doing research is what we're discussing right now a little bit, Huggins. So, but thanks to this site that was shared by Decamps, where it's comparing the different graphics cards, looking at that, that's a significant difference where the 3070 might be better price point. Wait, why did I lose all of them if I just X'd out of one? All right, we got 3070, 4080. I'm not going to do 4090. What about 4070 Ti? And, or maybe 3080 we should throw in there and see how that. 3080. Oh, there's a 12 gig 3080? Are you selling the current rig? I've seen dual setups where people just have a dedicated rig for streaming and they do the rest of the stuff on their main driver. The thought is, like, I'm not going to get rid of, I'm not selling this current rig. No, the short answer. And the thought is, I'm not sure yet. Because, like, if I'm going to put all this investment in this one, in this new one, I got to figure out how I would balance out the workloads, you know?
Thank you for the 17 long months of subscribing, Greenwind.
Green, thank you so much for the 17 months. Appreciate you, buddy. That's a heckin' long time. How you been? What's your win of the week if you got one to share with us? Wasn't I 17 months last week? Well, I don't know. I appreciate you regardless of the long length of time that you've subbed. So I think you know that already. DCam says I have the same just 2 gen newer CPU. Yeah, I can't. So that's the thing.
An ad running for 90.
Thank you, bot. The existing CPU and motherboard I have, I can't, like, I have the highest you can possibly do. So I would have to, because I
Mythic says, fart.
Thank you. Thank you for pushing that out. So I even thought about, like, what if I just swap out the parts in my existing rig right now? And if you start looking at it, I have to get a whole new motherboard in order to be able to get a newer CPU chipset, because that's the area where there's bottlenecking going on for me. I believe is my CPU is 4 cores and 4 physical and 4 of the virtual cores at best, and it starts struggling when I start adding in extra cameras and while I'm streaming and whatnot, right? So I don't think that's really gonna. So in order for, I need to upgrade from that point my CPU, because that's where I run into a lot of my issues, is the CPU getting utilized 100%, whether I'm gaming, whether I'm streaming, whether I'm programming with virtualization and stuff like that going on, or all 3 of those things, or a combination of those 2 things in some way or fashion. So the CPU is like my biggest thing to tackle. So knowing that I need to get a new motherboard in order to get a new CPU, then I would also need to get, because the RAM I have is DDR4. I don't know that I'd be able to still, I mean, depending on the motherboard I get, it may or may not be compatible with DDR4, because a lot of the newer motherboards that support the newer Intel CPUs are, I don't want to say all, but a lot, right? A lot of them are DDR5, or, you know what I mean? So maybe I'm misunderstanding that, so you all can correct me if I'm wrong on that. So then I'm like, all right, then I'm going to need to get new RAM, right? And GPU-wise, I could still use the 2070 Super, but that also ends up becoming like a bottleneck, I think, too. Like, in fact, we can check that, right, on this. Like, what if I do that and I change the graphics card to, let's say, 2070 Super? Yeah, it starts getting all wacky. What if we go to CPU intensive stuff? Yeah, like, you see what I mean? There's incompatibility issues going on there with that. Why? I don't know. Playing games, processor won't be able to... Yeah, my graphics card cannot handle delivered data fast enough from the CPU. This is all this stuff that, like, comes into play where you're like, I don't realize the compatibility issues that are possible. Like, you could literally put this stuff into your build and things will work, but you won't realize that you're having, like, performance bottleneck issues because of the lack of compatibility between those 2 components, you know? Fortunately, like, when I looked up, I was like, oh, well, I wonder how I do my i7 7700. That's the one I got right now. And I do that. Everything seems to be fairly compatible. So I did well on the choices when I built this one out and swapped in new GPUs because I used to have the 1060. We do GPU intensive. Still under 5%. So I think that bottleneck depends on the workload you're doing. Yeah, that's a good point. Remote gaming with a KVM and GPU pass-through. That's my approach is usually to build a new PC from scratch, convert old PC in a server, use new PC as new PC until it gets out of date. Yeah, that's kind of what I was leaning towards, because then I can do like VS Code remote development. Like I can on this existing rig, I can turn it into a server, like exactly how you said. There's a lot of things that I've been wanting to like maybe utilize a Raspberry Pi as on my network. And I like my Raspberry Pi that I have is like Raspberry Pi 1 or something. It's like super old and like can barely handle a lot of the stuff that I would like to do with it right now. So I just took it offline completely. Pi uses less power. True. Yes, absolutely. Green. Green says, I'm running a Ryzen 7 with the GTX 960 and it works fine. I'm not gaming though. Yeah. I mean, a gaming, let's put it this way. It's a decent priority for me, but not the highest priority for what I'm looking for in a PC. Highest priority is development and streaming. And then second or third is gaming. I usually game probably like a little bit every night. Or every other night or something like that. It's kind of like how it goes. Captain says, I moved from Pies to Proxmox. It's great. I've heard of Proxmox. I haven't really. Green says upgrade the GPU then. Why do you say that? We need to do another Fall Guys run. I would love to do that, Frackberg. That sounds great. When did we do that before though? I think we've done Among Us, right? We've done Among Us. And was there anything else that we played together? I don't know that it was actually, it was in Triple B stream that we've done Among Us, right? If gaming's a priority, I guess as long as it performs well enough, there's no need to upgrade yet. DCam says, I sold my Raspberry Pi after a power loss and it messing up the memory card that was in it. And I didn't feel like reinstalling, reconfiguring everything. Yeah, just moved the last bit that was on there to the cloud. Nice, okay. We did Among Us on Triple B's Discord a while back. Yeah, Rambley Geek. We both got crowns on that run. You and I did a Fall Guys thing. Oh, off stream. Yeah. During the dark times. Yes. The dark times. I like how you put it that way. Just those dark times. It's basically a hypervisor VMs for days. You can map an S3 bucket to it as well for offsite VM backups. Gotcha. Yeah, so I'm not sure I'm following Green in terms of just upgrading the GPU. I don't think my current system could handle much of an upgrade from the 2070 Super right now. Because currently I'm on a 600 watt power supply, and I think any of the newer GPUs would put me over the limit of that. I think as it is right now, I'm around 500 based on PC parts calculation of my power consumption. So that's why I'm hesitant to just do that either. And I know that I've had bottlenecking in my CPU before where it's just the GPU's doing, like my 2070 GPU is at 40% right now and my CPU's at 30% right now. The GPU just went down to 30. They're both averaging around 30 while I'm streaming and doing all this right now. Keep in mind, I don't have like anything running just yet in VS Code. I don't have all the cameras hooked up anymore, and I don't have that capture card from the Elgato capture card hooked into one of the PCI Express slots. So when I had all that hooked up before, this thing was screaming. And it was like choking on all of it. So, sorry, distracted with work. Yeah, no worries, Green. I'm just saying, if you build a new rig with a better CPU, you don't have to get a better GPU. I think the bottlenecks are minimal. Oh, yeah, I mean, that's a good point. You don't have to get a... You're right. You can put it together and it does a power usage calculation and any compatibility and similar warning. Yes, yeah. That's what I was talking about, DCAMs. I have my current like setup on a list on PC Part Picker, and it tells me it's like somewhere around 500 watts that are used of the 600. All right, I think that's enough PC build talk. Unless you all have more questions for me. I mean, I have questions. I'm still figuring this stuff out. So if you have advice on compatibility and what's the best potential setup to go with, knowing my use cases here, I'm leaning towards the best. I want to go all out on the CPU, so this 13900K, that one, since that's the best CPU out right now. Well, although AMD does have a newer one that came out that kind of rivals with it, but I digress. And I'm leaning towards either 480 or 470 Ti, but based on what you all were sharing with this situation, I might consider a 3070 or 3080 maybe. What does this say value-wise? 3070 still best value. 4070 Ti is next after that. The 4080 might be out of the question because it just keeps... Where's the 3080? What does anybody know? What's the difference between a standard 3080 and a Ti edition? Let's have that discussion real quick, and then we'll call it after that. The 3070 is still up there, huh? And 4070 Ti. This really has me thinking now. So if we just compare the 3070 and the 4070 Ti, the 3080 doesn't seem to like really... It's a huge drop off, huh? In value. Or the Ti even. Ti has more power. Ti is higher performance edition. Don't want to go Ryzen? No, I don't want to. What's up, Codadon? Happy Friday to you as well. Welcome in. How you doing? DCAM says, yeah, the website is a bit tricky with removing cards. Yeah. Definitely experiencing that. It's kind of weird how it handles it. This is an awesome site, though. Thank you for sharing it. It's kind of wild that these other ones are getting better value to performance. Like a 3060 and 3050. Where is the 4090 even in here? Codadon says, I followed your advice and have been working on a project that other people have already done before. It's worked really well. Been a great way for me to learn. Trying to take it to another level, though. That's awesome to hear, Codadon. I'm glad that that advice really helped. You're one of the first people that's ever come back and like after hearing that advice, that have come back and like let me know. I mean, I always felt very strongly that that's the best way to approach it, and I'm glad to hear that it worked out for you. So thank you. Very happy for you. Congrats on that. So when you Codadon, when you say you want to take it to another level, what are you thinking when you say that? What do you mean by that? Lacerated Digits, hey, good to see you. Found the specs on NVIDIA's page. 3080 Ti has CUDA cores of 10,000, 240, 8,000, boost clock 1.67. Yeah. Captain Mythic says, I've done that before. Clarkio does not remember. Does not remember. Confirmed. Okay, there you go. I'm sorry, Captain Mythic. I forgot that too. I appreciate you reminding me. I definitely do have terrible memory, and I'm sorry I forgot that. Arg, that didn't come through well. No, no worries, Last Ray Digits. I appreciate you making the effort, though. So I'm doing web scraping right now. I want to now incorporate...
Thank you for the 41 long months of subscribing.
JT with the 41. Appreciate you, JT. Thanks for joining up. 41 heckin' months with that continued support. All right, Kodadon was saying, I was waiting for it. That's why I was like pausing before I start reading more. Kodadon says they're web scraping. Want to now incorporate SQLite to have the stuff I scrape be output to it, then use Google Email API to send me or whoever emails when something is on sale, like greater than 30%. Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds awesome. Captain Mythic says, no, I'm just pulling your leg. Would be weird if you remember. Okay, cool. Appreciate your understanding. It's Hap. Good to see you. Oh, upgraded with soundboard? I'm not sure what you mean. Like hearing the sounds that played when JT resubscribed? Yeah, I'm using a thing called SpeakerBot and StreamerBot. So if you go to streamer.bot, not like .com, but .bot, the folks behind that makes a text-to-speech type of thing, and you can do all kinds of announcements and stuff like that when events happen. So yeah, I did kind of upgrade that a little bit because I've been slowly moving things off of like my bot doing that type of stuff and leveraging these other streamer tools as an experiment.
Mythic would like to see Bauer.
You want to see Bauer? You can get him in here. We'll see if he comes in here. I'll try my best to get him in here. Also, I like how the text-to-speech bot also said that you want to see Bauer. Isn't that pretty cool? JT, thank you for petting Bauer, Max. And the how. Decam says, the lower the card's getting, higher price. Performance isn't extremely weird given that they perform decent for lower prices, so don't bind too much to that either. That's just target markets and stuff. Yeah, I got you. Heckin' long time is right. JT. Wasn't you this time? Oh, it was green. My bad. Captain Mythic, that's because I do want to see Bauer. Yeah. I don't know what he's doing. My door is open. He can come in here. He might not hear me, though. Trying to, like, whistle and yell for him. Yeah. Oh, my door was shut? I thought it was open. Was he at the door? Oh, I'm sorry, bud. I don't know if they're going to be able to see you. Come here, Bao. Come here. Let's see if I can switch camera angles here. Maybe like this. I know you couldn't hear me there. My bad on that, though. I had to switch to a scene that you could see him. So there you go, Captain Mythic. I need a Bauer cam. Yeah, he doesn't really chill in here that much, though. When I'm streaming, especially. Sometimes during the... Well, when I used to have my other office configuration, he would sit on the other... Like, under my desk a bit. But in this current configuration that I got, he doesn't really hang out in here that much. So... All right, are we good? I think we're good. He's still hanging out. Did she close the door? Hold on. Ah. Yeah, let me let him out of the office. He wants to get out. All right, hold on. I gotta wait. I'll respond to a work thing too. Give me like 2 seconds. I'm gonna put up the BRB scene.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Alrighty. I am back. Get him a GoPro and then make the GoPro stream to like a local RTMP. Yeah, maybe. That would be fun. But there's things like I'm very privacy oriented and I don't really like taking on that risk of something being displayed like my kids or pictures of my family or something like that, you know? So there is that aspect of it that I take into consideration too. But that would be fun for sure. All right, so I have my lunch, so we're gonna play Words on Stream right now while I eat, and then we'll get into the rest of the VS Code extension development stuff that we started doing last week. Sound good, chat? Get notepad up. Fake and hidden. Share my screen. And we'll start. If you haven't played this before, it's pretty easy. You'll pick up on it as we go. Waiting for the host to start. I am the host. There we go. Brad? How does Brad work? I thought they don't allow names. All right, nice job, chat. We're going to go to the next round. Level 4. Not next round. Oh, like nail? Brad nail? Nice, Yanni. Sean Pence, hey, good to see you. Nice job on Valid. Oh, nice. I was kind of leaning towards a word like that, Huggins. Thinking on the same page there. Advil, yeah.
An ad is about to start in 5
Oh no.
seconds. There's an ad running for 90.
All right, 2 levels. Oh, beat me, Yanni. Oh, Yanni, you beat me again. Ah. Cinco de Mayo. Oh, Huggins, nice. All right, nice job, chat. That was a great. That was a great level. Magnify. So T is not in there. T is fake. Nice job, Yanni. All right, a few more points, chat. 6 more points. One more word. Yes. Green and Huggins. Level 10. All right, X has got to be fake, right? Good job, chat. Only 2 levels on that one? Whoa. 2 Ds, 2 Ps. I think. I think I is fake. What do we need? 8 more points. 8 more. No, not even. 6 more points. 1 more word. Yes! Did it. All right. Nice job. Huggins, myself, Yanni, Captain Mythic, Green, Sean, and Kane Stapler. How did I not see you earlier? It's great to see you, man. Thanks so much for joining and playing. Prod is a good highlight to end the level on. Yeah, especially if we are testing it. How did I miss that? Hey, Kane Stapler. Good to see you, bud. How are things going by you? All right, oh, we got fake and hidden letters now. All right, I'm finishing up. My lunch is done, so after this, we'll call it, and I'm going to do the Wordle, and then we'll get into the VS Code extension. Excuse me. So we got punt. Maybe grunt? Grunt? Punts? Night? Light? Pundit? Ping. P-I-G? P-I-N-T? Gint? Giant. Oh, I thought that would have been a good one. Prune? No R. Tune? Is E? E is fake? I think E is fake. We know T, U, and N are in it, so tune should work, but I think T is fake. Okay, or E is fake, I mean. What's up, Danish? Pudding, nice job. Or putting, nice job, Yanni, getting that big word. Putt. All right, we got 9 more points. 9 more points. Maybe 2 words, 1 or 2 words. T-I-N-G. Yep. Tingy. Sting. What is this hidden letter? P. Oh, there's 2 T's. There's 2 T's. How did I not? Gut. Oh no. 4 points away. Jint. Ting. Tint. Tint. Yes, lacerate digits. I just guessed that as well. That was a close one. Wow. Level 13 was rough. All right, level 14. Here we go. Let's take stock, though. Huggins with the huge lead of 209. Myself, Yanni, Captain Mythic, Green, Sean, Kane, and Lacerated Digits coming in clutch at the end there to help us get to the next level. We survived. 1 more level. All right, here we go. Defeat. Oh, the F might be the hidden word. Rated. State. Taste. Toast. Tote. Seat. What? Equate. Oh my gosh. Quads. Quads. So S is fake. S is fake, right? Like, because quads should work. Queen? Wow. What is... T? Date. Nice. Okay. Dates. Oh, because there's no S. Why am I doing the S? All right. What's hidden? Q, U. U is hidden. U is hidden. Equate. Nice, Sean Pence. Oh, this is going to be a rough one. Oh. Aqua? Yes, I got that one. Equated. Oh, wow. We're 1 point away. We're 1 point away. Oh. Aided. Equated. Oh. You already got equated. We missed it by a point. Oh, man. That was rough. Well, I didn't think we were going to... I mean, the fact that we got that close, I'm proud of us. That was rough. All right. Do you want to play again, chat? Or should I do the Wordle? And then we get into the VS Code. We're only an hour and a half in. I mean, we're doing pretty good, actually, today. Lurk meeting. Okay, green. We're losing a player. One more, Huggins? All right, one more. You said it. Wordle. Captain Mythic. All right, we need a tiebreaker. We got Huggins says one more words on stream, and Captain Mythic says Wordle. I think we're not that many to be yet playing the game, yeah. All right. Sorry, Huggins. I'm going to go with Wordle. I haven't done the Wordle today. All right. Those of you that aren't familiar with Wordle, it's basically a similar to what we just played, except it's just one word every 24 hours. You got to guess it in at least 6 tries. You get hints along the way. I'll explain as we play. All right, I always start off with farts because it's very on brand for me, and it's a pretty decent start word. Okay, we got A in the correct position, hence the letter being highlighted in green. Everything else in gray means that letter is not in the word, so you can rule it out moving forward. If it's ever highlighted in yellow, it means it's in the word, just in the incorrect position. So, knowing that that's there, we can say...
Captain Mythic says,
what?
But maybe you should turn off TTS.
Yeah. Just in case. You know what's weird is I don't see it in my management console. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Shoot. Oh no. Rewards queue. There we go. Oh, maybe it's because I... Like, there's that one. I guess I can pause that. Does it show as paused now?
Captain Mythic says to the man who stole my glasses, I don't see why you would do that.
Thanks, Captain Mythic. Alright, it should be paused now. But I don't see the TTS Brian voice. It's not showing up in here. Unless that's in my streamer bot, I gotta do it. Oh, I can pause it from here. I don't know why I can't do it from the Twitch dashboard. Alright. Okie dokie. Alright, so we got A in the right position. So now I'm like thinking like gain or panel. Let's try that. Okay. That's good. I mean, I do that because it has another vowel in there. I'm trying to see what else, and it rules out the other letters. So that was a good guess. Good value. David, it doesn't usually let words. Maney? Waney? Not a word. I want to try and get A or I.
Captain Mythic says to the man who stole my antidepressants, I hope you're happy now.
Thanks for the laughs there, huh? Maybe not, mott, caught. Let's try caught. No, it's GHT. Oh wait, what isn't cough? Is that? Well, cough is spelled COUGH, right? I was another banner. Banner. Not a word. Canner. I can't do R anyway. What am I doing? I can't do N either. All right. You got this, Brian. You got this. Hamlet. Hammock. Haddock. Isn't that like a fish?
Good jar says kayak.
Don't guess for me. Why did you just ruin it? Danish, did you just ruin it? I wasn't thinking kayak, but now I'm going to think kayak. I'm going to go down the route of doing, at least on this guess, not kayak. I hope that's not the word. Did you already do it, Danish? Oh, another good one would be like major. I want to rule out the other. You never play where. Oh, so no. Okay. The feast is ruined. All right, we'll try kayak after this. Okay. But don't text to speech your guesses, because I'm not gonna. I mean, I haven't paused. I thought I paused it, but I guess I didn't. And I won't look at chat for any of the other guesses. So I gotta come up with one other guess before I try kayak next. Wager? Wagon. Wagum? Wagon would have been a good guess, but we already know N is not in there. Wacko. Okay, we know. All right, so it's kayak. It's got to be kayak. Nice, Nafron. What's up, Sean A? And Lat George, good to see you, by the way. I paused one of the text to speech. Thank you. I don't know why it doesn't show up as the Brian one to be pausable in my dashboard. It doesn't show up. I see dance time, staring contest. We want chair. We want Bauer. Timeout. Somebody. Sing mode. Add a command. Stand up. Sit down. Stretch. Hydrate. Clarkio shadow. And then text to speech. Is it completely controlled by your app bot? No. That one's created by StreamerBot. So I guess I have to pause it from StreamerBot. I can't pause it from my rewards queue thing in Twitch, which is weird to me. Like, why wouldn't they have visibility to all my channel point redemptions? Yeah, that might be why, Sean. Okay. All right, we'll guess kayak now. And that's the word. Dang it, Danish. That was a good thinking, Danish. You didn't know. It's okay. I'm not mad. But, I mean, it's kind of plausible that I would have guessed that next because I got K from Wacko, right? Right, chat? Does that sound fair? Or are you going to hold it against me and say I cheated? All right, I'm going to drop this in the Wordle channel over in Discord. If you're not in there already, or let's say you play Wordle, you want to share your results with the community. We do that pretty much every day over here in the Clarkio community. So if you go to Discord, clarkio.com/Discord is the invite link if you need it. It's in the chat from the Stream Elements bot. And yeah, I'm a cheater. Thanks, Sean. We're going to hold it against the niche. That's fine. Sean says, you know, if there's a negative option, that's what will be chosen. Yeah, you have a fair point there. Hey, how are you liking your Kraken, by the way? They're doing fairly well, huh? Anybody else watching hockey, following along with the playoffs? I imagine you do a little bit, Sean. I'm pretty sure you've brought it up before, so that's why I'm bringing it up again. Doing good. I went to the bar for their first game. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. All right. With that said, we're done with Wordle. We've done wins of the week. Anybody got more wins of the week, you can still drop them. It doesn't have to be at the beginning of the stream, so keep them coming if you have more to share. We love celebrating wins. Oh, I didn't talk about did I talk about my wins? I didn't even talk about my wins, chat. All right, I'll tell you one win, programming-wise. I was working on my work laptop, and I ran a command for the first time, and I've never really run before, and there's apparently a dry run option that you can do. It's called git clean hyphen FXA or something like that, and it ends up deleting all untracked, hidden, ignored files basically from your project that you're working within. And I was like, I needed to like just clean up my setup, and that's what I found, that command. I was like, oh, let me run this, and I saw it tells you the files it removes when it runs that command, and out went my env file that had like all my keys and sensitive information that I needed that I didn't have really stored anywhere else. And I didn't, it is available elsewhere, but it would have taken some time to try and get all those back together in one file for my local development type of stuff. So I was like, damn it. But VS Code saved my hiney, because VS Code has, like, you can go say Control Shift P on Windows and Linux, Command Shift P on Mac. Actually, look, it even shows my history on this machine. I wasn't even working on this machine. Local history, find entry to restore. Okay, you click on that, and then I would type in like env, and you could see like a bunch of like whatever was in my file history. And then you click on, let's say I wanted to, I don't know, let's find one that makes sense. I don't know, like this README. There's so many different versions that were stored over time from December. So I just found the one that was relatively recent, and it came back, and I was like, oh. But it also got me thinking, if VS Code is storing that somewhere, and that's sensitive information, even if I think I deleted it and somebody gets access to my computer, they could potentially go and find those old env files that were I wonder if there's a way to clear that history. Local history. Yeah, you can delete all. Okay, that's good. Or you can create an entry too. Or I think you can even turn that off. File history. If you don't want that. Yeah, so I think it's on by default maybe. This was something that was fairly recently, and I say that like maybe it was within the last 6 months to a year that it was added. I'm pretty sure. But that saved my booty, so that was my win from this morning and this week. Nafron, Latjor says, wow, yeah, wow. Wow, big time, I know. Nafron's win of the week. I made a pizza with stuff. Turned out pretty good. Love to hear it. Thanks for sharing. Congrats on that. Sean says, win of the week, I demoed a largest change and people are excited about it. Another win of the week is blocked via NDA. So we'll just be all asterisks. Okay. Well, congrats on all that. Thank you for sharing, Nafron and Sean, so far. Captain Mythic says, that's actually a good question. What is a good pay to store? A good pay? A good place to store sensitive info? I typically lean on env files, and then I git ignore them. And I even, in like my settings here, you could say files include. These are VS Code settings local to this project, or exclude rather. And I say exclude, do not show even in the browser here, the file browser of VS Code right behind me. There's no env file showing. Whereas normally if this is false, you can now see it popped up right there, right above my head. So I change it back to true. So you can hide all that, and that's generally my advice, or that's at least how I go about it. What's up, Roy? Clarkio. What's a good way? Okay, that's what you meant to store. Yeah. So, oh sure, I'll show that again. So if you have a .vs code folder in the root of your project, you can add a settings.json folder or file, and in there add a files exclude, and then you can exclude all kinds of different file extensions. So in this case, I'm saying I want it to exclude from showing in the Explorer anything that's a .env file, as an example. But you can go like, I don't know, I don't want to see any JSON files either, like .json. True. I think it follows glob pattern, so if I do like that, What's weird is it's still keeping, or what if I did like dot, so if I do */ there we go. See, now it's hiding the VS Code folder too. So it does glob patterns. So you can either be super specific or use these like catch-all glob patterns with the asterisks to hide and show different files in the VS Code Explorer.
An ad is about to start in 5,000 milliseconds.
There you go, Latjor. Captain
Ad running for 90.
Nafron says, how do you access them if you ever need to edit? So one way I do it is in the terminal. Then I'll do like a cat and .env like that, just to see it at least. If I want to, I mean, you could manually, like I do Control P and I can say .env. It doesn't show up. Before it was. If you say false .p .env, it still doesn't show up. I don't know how I like on my work laptop it still shows it even though it was excluded, but it's still there. So what I end up doing is, like, if I need to see it, I turn this to false and it comes back, and then it lets me click on it at least. Or I use the terminal and I use like vi.env to like edit it if I need, or something like that typically. So there's several different ways I go about accessing it still, Nafron. But there should be a way where I think in VS Code you could get it to show up in here at least, maybe. I imagine probably not if I have this files exclude. But then when I set this to false, it should come back. I wonder if I restart VS Code, it'll show up in there for me to like jump to that file. Thank you. That's a nice trick to not have the Explorer bloated with config files. Yeah, no problem. There we go. Look at that, Nafron. You know my goals for the stream. You just learned a new tip, right? Stream success. Burnt. Little saxophone in here. All right, let's see if we can access it now. No. I wonder why it's not showing up in there. Maybe because of git ignore. So this is the file picker. I wonder if there's a setting for this actually. Settings, file picker. Workbench default. Let's do this. Let's Control Shift P, keyboard shortcuts. And go to file. Okay, so that's what I want to see maybe in the settings. Go to file. That's not working. Go to file. Oh, recording key's still there. Control P. No. Clear. Control P. Workbench quick open navigate. Next in file picker. Okay. Workbench quick open navigate. So this is how I find settings, like based on like the actions that I'm taking. I use the keyboard shortcut, and then you click on this if you want to enter the keyboard shortcut, or if there's no keyboard shortcut that you know of, I start typing what I think it might be, you know, like, I don't know, hide, let's say hide something, right? Hide inline suggestions, right? So that's kind of how I go about it. And then I can see what action is tied to that command name, right? And underneath it is, like in this case, hide inline suggestion, it's editor.action inline suggest.hide. So then I can go into my settings and I can say inline suggest hide. Okay, maybe that's not. Inline suggest is enabled. You know, stuff like that. You know, it helps me narrow down what I want there. So in this case, what we're doing, forget what the other one was. So I got to do it again now. So I'm going to say Control P. All right, workbench, quick open navigate. So now I'll come in here and I'll search quick open navigate. Or maybe it's just quick open. Enable preview from quick open? No. Quick open, close on focus. Quick open, preserve input. All right, history. Quick open history. This is what we're looking for. Sort order, default. Recency. What is default? History entries are sorted by relevance based on the filter value used. Okay. How do we choose what gets shown in there, though? Include symbols. Whether to include results from a global symbol search in the file results. Maybe I want that. Here's the history. Tells you how many to keep in history, 30. Probably don't need that much. Show all. Causes a task run task command to use the slow or show all behavior instead of the faster 2-level picker. Where tasks are grouped by provider. Search exclude. Here you go. Oh, here we go. So configure glob patterns for excluding files and folders in full text search and quick open. Inherits glob patterns from files exclude setting. My files exclude setting is here. So this is like a global files exclude setting, okay? And what I showed you all in here, this is a project specific files exclude. I wonder if I just remove this completely, then it will show up. Why? Maybe because it's not a recent one? I don't want to open it and then show you all my env files, so that's part of the problem here. What are y'all saying in chat? Captain Mythic says, yeah, but I was thinking more on the lines of not losing the files if your PC goes kaput. Okay, I got you. Nafra, and I answered that. Frackberg's got to run. Have a great weekend. You too, Frackberg. Appreciate you, man. Have a good rest of your Friday and weekend. Yeah, don't we? Yeah, we don't want to see your env, Cat. I know. Yeah, the niche. Captain Mythic's best way was either Azure Vault or GitHub secrets or variables, but it can become a bit cumbersome for local stuff. Yes. So, oh yeah. So like, what is the name of that company? I'm blanking on that has a vault. They're really good. They're very well known in the security industry too, and I'm just blanking on the HashiCorp. HashiCorp has a vault, right? I forget the name of the vault. Sean's here. Sean's pretty familiar with them, right? They have a really good vault solution. Azure Vault, GitHub Secrets is another place where, so like things that are more in deployed environments, I'm not using like an env file that's part of my project like this. I just use an env file for like local development. And the same way that I can access the env file from my, like using local development process.env in Node and a package that can read it cross environment wise, I do that in my like deployed environment. So typically in GitHub with GitHub Actions, you can access your environment. You can set environment variables for your pipeline in GitHub, like Captain Mythic was sharing. GitHub secrets and GitHub variables and environment variables and that kind of stuff. So hope that helps as well for folks that have questions around that. But then there are other way, like even more, if you want to take it like up another level beyond that, which I think that's fine. To me, I think that's secure enough, but I might be, you know, maybe I'm missing something. So if anybody's more knowledgeable in this space, let me know and feel free to correct. But I think if you want to take it up another level, you put it in one of these vaults, all these secrets. However, what's interesting about those, and this is me not speaking from a lot of experience just yet myself, that I've dove deeper into this side of things, but how do you access that vault? You still need some type of key exchange or something like that. And I think very typically you still use an environment variable on the basic level. There probably are more advanced complex situations where you can set up like certificates probably between your server that's building the project or running the project and the vault. I believe that's possible, and I vaguely recall seeing something like that. However, that's gonna be really tough to set up and manage, I imagine. But if you like really need the utmost level of security on your secrets and stuff like that, that's probably the way you want to explore down that path a bit more, where you have this external vault that's managed by another company or something like that, right? Sean says, true, though, you can use OIDC rules, for example, which if set up properly can make the scope of what tools can access it very limited. Okay, that's cool too. Yeah, good point. Fair point. You know who we haven't seen in a while? Chair can probably fix this. Did you redeem Chair? I don't know that I'm set up. You both redeem Chair between Sean, both Sean's, Sean Pence and Sean A. Sean 08. I don't know that we're going to do that. Latcher says, what language is the stream note taker coded in? Just JavaScript, I think. Straight up JavaScript. Double check real quick. GitHub.com. Make sure GitHub doesn't expose my sensitive information. Stream note. Yeah, that is all JavaScript, like 100%. see it right here. Or right behind me. So GitHub usually does this for any repo. If you look on the right hand side where it has like more details and information about a repository, it tells you all the languages that are found within the scope of this project. Hope that helps, Latjor. Thank you for the question. We're saying we want chair. Yeah, HashiCorp. Okay. Roy says maybe it hides it by default from the quick search itself, the env files. I mean, possibly. I haven't quite cracked the code on that. No pun. Oh, pun intended, I guess. Let's put that back though. It's not too big of a deal, but you could at least see the process I go through to try and find that type of stuff in VS Code. True though, you can use that. We did that. Ledger says, okay. Oh, never looked in the repo. I thought it was private. No worries. Yeah, it's public and free if you want to check it out. The stream note taker doesn't really work. I haven't. Well, it might work. That's not what we're gonna work on today. We're gonna work on the VS Code Twitch highlighter extension today. In terms of chair, I don't think I don't know that I'm set up for chair right now, friends. We could try. Let's see if this works. No. You ask because you see a lot of streamers teaching stuff on Twitch, and the note taker idea is awesome for that, especially for students who want to take notes without leaving the chat, and allows for group notes. That's a good point in terms of like group notes. I don't know that that's necessarily possible. So what the stream note taker project does is it's kind of is made intentionally for from the perspective intended for the streamer more so than the viewers. But now that you bring it up like that, it's not a bad idea. Another side project to work on, huh? If anybody's looking for a side project, you could take the stream note taker repo that I have and like change it. So like you can see Mark, right, to create chapters. So the idea that the reason I built this project, the stream note taker, was to get help from you all to make note of key moments that happen throughout the stream. So I would do it, but sometimes I'd forget to because I'm just in the train of thought, I'm in the flow of things, and I won't think to make a mark on this. And that way I can go back to that point in history in the video recording or something, you know? But it's also, it also becomes public too for like the YouTube video. You can add these segments in there.